Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Clarity is the reason why a lot of women get ghosted. Post-nut clarity is the reason why a lot of women get ghosted. And post-nut clarity is the reason why a lot of women get ghosted. And I really need us as women to understand this. A lot of women do not understand how focused on sex most men are. And this is a hill I will die on. Outside of a professional environment, maybe even in them sometimes, a lot of your interactions with men, that man has considered you sexually in that moment. And what happens is what is appealing enough to him, he will go into hunt mode. Now, when men are in hunt mode, confusion. Because men will do and say almost anything to get the box. You can think a man is in love with you because he wants the box so bad. Men have dropped the bag to get the box. There is not a lot that a lot of men will not do to get their box if they are thirsty for it. And men are always thirsty for the box. It's just whose. So what happens is men are operating a lot of times from horniness. And horniness to men is like hunger. So imagine just when you are so hungry. When you are hungry, you just want to eat so bad. So you're looking for food, looking for food, looking for food. And sometimes you can finally get the food. And what happens? You feel sick. That is the exact definition of post-nut clarity. So that man wants your box so bad. And he's putting so much pressure and just doing everything to make you happy so he can get it. And when he gets it, it's like he's woken up and he's like, hold on, what's going on here? Oh, no. And that is why a man can go from 0 to 100 with you like that. So ladies, this is why I always say, when you are dating a man, make him court you consistently. And I'm talking about over months, several months. And also give you a commitment before you ever let him taste the box. And the reality is, a lot of you know what I'm saying is the truth because you can look back on your dating history and see situations where this has happened. So ladies, now we are more clued up. Let's do better. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you. Post-nut clarity is the reason.
Say this, and I'm gonna hurt some feelings. The word penis in me came about, and it's true. Black women are jealous of black men, and this is why they treat us the way they treat us. You have to remember, black women were the ones that were able to marry white men before black men were able to marry white women. Yet who do you see marrying out of their race more than the other? 4 times as much. Black men. So black women have had access to the white man, and they hate when I say this, but it is true. They've had access to the white man since slavery, and yet still can't get that white man who programs you to love you the way that you want him to. Black man walks everywhere in the world, and he is considered a sex symbol, even though he has no power. We don't own no countries. We don't own anything. We're just black men. We walk out of the house looking like we look in our pictures when we were 10 years old because we got the same damn hair, we got the same damn face, and we ain't got to do nothing but be us. They got a thing called swag that describes black men. What do they have that describes black women? Black women got to add 99 different damn thousand things on themselves just to be considered attractive. And then when they say there are beautiful black women, guess who they show you? Biracials. Every time they say that we got beautiful black women, they show you a biracial. Why do you think that all those black women showed up to go see a show by the name of Scandal? Because a black woman got her a white man, even though the white man was cheating on his white. That to them made them seem attractive. See, they would explain it and say, the reason we watch it is because he really loves her more than he loves his wife. Now imagine if black men were watching the damn show because a black president was cheating on his black wife with the white helmet. Oh, that show would have got canceled after the first episode. Then you saw Meghan Markle. Every black woman got up and said, "Thank you, Prince Harry, for making a black woman a princess." Black woman? What black woman in your family look like Meghan Markle? And how did this white man make her a princess? Oh, but y'all all got up to watch this stupid ass fairy tale wedding, didn't you? Why? Why did none of you black men ask yourself, if they love us so much, why they so happy to see a black woman with a white man? Every time they see a black woman with a white man, they cheer for him. You've never heard them call her a sellout. You've never heard them call her a coon. You've never heard them say they're going to boycott her for being with one. As a matter of fact, they love white women so much that a lot of your black dykes got white wives. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Go look. Look how many of them black women that are celebrities that you see that are gay, and look at them got a white wife on their arm because they understand what a prize is. Trophy wife usually ain't them. The only people that value them is us. And they treat us like crap because they don't want us. Let me give you this. You said women should not be competing with men. Black women are the only people on planet Earth that do compete with men. Black women make statements like this: "Suck my D." Wait a minute, ma'am. You actually do that if you're a female and you're with a man. So why is it that you want to tell somebody to suck your D and you don't have one? Who do you see going around calling people bro all day? Is it white women? Asian women? Nope. Black women. White women used to get a stamp on their back. And what did they call that stamp? A tramp stamp. What did black women start doing? Getting tattoos on their chest, neck, and face. You know, like a man. Black women will speak to you like a man. Black women are quick to call you a B. Black women have become so manly that their voices are deeper than the normal woman. Don't believe me? Listen to any of them. Listen to any of them out there. Sound just as deep. Their voice is just as deep as a dude. So you got this woman who is so happy to be under another woman, twerk, dance, slap a butt, talk to you like a man, to the point of where we got people like Glorilla who sounds like one. Glorilla talks like one. All the black female rappers talk about how they be doing niggas, how they got niggas on the team. They literally talk like the males. They see no value in being a woman, because if they did, they wouldn't. Let me tell you again, when they tell you they boss bitches and they love being women, no, they don't. Because as soon as they get mad at you, what do they compare you to? Do they compare you to a woman or a man? They'll call you a bitch. You acting like a hoe. You acting sassy. So they compare you to what they are. Imagine being a black person, and every time I got mad at a white person, I called them a name that they would call a black person. That would be weird. I'm insulting you by calling you me. You know, it's what gay people do when they realize, if you want to find out if a gay person thinks what they do is normal, get into an argument with one of them and watch what they'll call you. They'll call you them. You must be down low, bisexual. You must. Wait a minute, but that's what you are naturally. That's what you said. So how can you insult me? You ain't never heard no rich person insult somebody poor by calling them rich. You never heard a tall person insult somebody short by calling them tall. You never heard a pretty woman insult an ugly woman by calling her pretty. Yet black women will insult a black man by calling them black woman. That is the problem. They have an envy over you black men, because you black men are able to do something that they don't. You know how they go around and yell how intelligent they are? Guess who still makes more money than them? And we don't go around and get paraded around for it. We don't get patted on the back for it. None of this. You don't hear nobody talking about this black woman needs to save the black community. She needs to give money back to the blacks. You never hear that. Why not? Why is it when a black woman get money, she can go and spend it on whatever she wants? But when a black man get money, he must come back and save the community. Because more is expected of us, and we accept it, and we don't cry about it. And that's what makes us envious, because we don't have to go around talking about let me adjust my crown, the black man this. We don't have to do any of that. We just exist, and people want to be us. We have the whole entire world trying to dress, act, talk, sing, dance like us. And we don't get mad and say, you cultural appropriating us. We don't care that John B was singing black music. We didn't care that Eminem was rapping. We wanted to feature Eminem. We don't go around trying to fight Jokic because he got an MVP. But black women show trying to beat up Caitlin Clark. Black women show get mad that a white woman get braids. Now, I don't mean to offend nobody, but I ain't said nothing that ain't true. The fact that you found more solace in being pseudo men than being actual women is something wrong with you. And you black men need to realize, going back to what we were saying at the beginning, they don't respect you. Because if black women respected black men, they wouldn't care what other men thought about them. They wouldn't be trying to please other men, and they wouldn't go out of their way to celebrate getting one. I actually had a black woman tell me, I know I'm pretty because white men try to date me. I'll leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it. That's the intro. That's the intro. Let's go. I'm going to have a little bit of fun this evening. We're going to get to these big backs. You guys should find this quite amusing. And as I was doing the research for these big backs, right? As I was doing the research, damn, hopefully I ain't messed my timestamp up. As I was doing the research for these big backs, right? They brought up class. They brought up something that we cover in class. I was like, hold on here. So we're going to start with the class portion, and then it's all hilarious. I mean, it's all ridiculous. You talking about gladiator on gladiator, and you talk about big bitches versus little bitches. I don't know how I ain't see this before.
That's beautiful. To me,
I don't know how I ain't see this before. This is crazy, man.
and like she said, you walk into rooms. I have confidence. I've always had confidence, and that bothers people. Feeling that you are beautiful, the way that you look, bothers people.
Thank you for sharing that.
I think it's definitely interesting hearing everyone's story, at least on this side. We all have such a different story, but like the common thing that we have in mind is we all were saying we want to be healthy, we want to feel healthy, or we want to feel this, we want that. And for me, my story is different from all of you guys. I was trying to make sure that I was listening to everyone's story, but as a child, I was considered skinny. I hate using the words like that. I'm like skinny, fat, plus size.
Right. I hate using words like that. Skinny, fat, plus size. We're all one. We're all the same. Right, guys? Right, girls?
Considered skinny. I hate using the words like that. I'm like skinny, fat, plus size, bigger bodied, smaller bodied. It's all a body. But I was considered at a normal weight as a child, and I was still made fun of despite that because I was so tall. I went through that growth spurt early as a child. I got called a giraffe. I got called long neck by other kids, and all of these things. And I gradually gained the weight because of what happened to me.
Hold on. I was tall and they called me long neck and giraffe. And because the kids teased me, I started just eating. Let's go.
Gradually gained the weight because of what happened to me, I was no longer comfortable in my body, and I turned to eating food as a coping mechanism for what had happened to me.
I turned to eating food as a coping mechanism. Now, you see why these whole conversations go wrong, right? No voice of reason. No man in the building. See, because at least over here, we keep it to the main point. We keep it to the pussy. All right? And we say, ma'am, so you telling me you decided to eat instead of getting a boyfriend? Somebody that will, want your pussy? Well, I wasn't into boys. I was just going to eat, I was a little girl. Well, what about when you got in high school? Well, I was overweight by then.
And I turned to eating food as a coping mechanism for what had happened to me, and gradually gaining the weight. And also at the same time, the genetics also played a role in that because I have PCOS and it runs in my family. But also played a role in that because I have PCOS and it runs in my family. But I did not know that at the time. So it played a role in that because I have PCOS and it runs in my family. But
Class, I was just a regular dude watching big bitches versus little bitches. Then she comes in with the PCOS shit. I'm like, oh man. Every time I try to be regular, because I just want to just love the women. Even though I know all the stuff that I know about their pussy, I still want to love them, and I try to give them a fair listen, overweight and everything. And here she goes. What? This is 19 minutes in the video, son. I was listening for 19 minutes. And here she goes with this shit. So I stopped the video. I was like, well, there you have it. A woman trying to use PCOS on why she fat. And I always try to tell niggas, it always goes back to the pussy. Nobody want to hear this type of game. It's all good.
genetics also played a role in that because I have PCOS and it runs in my family, but I did not know that at the time. So
now, what do we have here? What do we have here as box investigators? I stopped the video at this point and I said, well, hey, I can do a real class here. Brothers know what I say is true. It pops up in regular conversations. Now, what do we have here, class? We have other women. You have about 8 women up there. Somebody else got some kind of pussy condition. Will they expose the truth? I didn't listen past this. Once the bitch said PCOS, I said, I got a video for the class where you see a woman using the hereditary illness and malfunctions of her box as an excuse of why she got overweight. But will the other women join in, or will this be so quiet that you could hear a mouse piss on cotton when she start bringing up ailments of the pussy? Let's go.
that because I have PCOS and it runs in my family, but I did not know that at the time. So with PCOS, it's easier to gain the weight and keep the weight than it is to lose it.
That's true. That's true. With PCOS, it is easier to gain the weight and keep the weight. We've covered a lot of educational videos. The last bitch we covered, she was a workout enthusiast, but that PCOS still had her gaining weight and growing a beard. And if you look under this big bitch's chin right here, you can see, you know, it's like a painting. I don't know if you guys ever did any painting or anything like that, but you can see the contrast. So if you had painted her chin, right, you would actually go dark first, then put the light on there. Make sure you emphasize the dark under her chin a little more, and then the light again. You understand? She got that little shadow beard, that PCOS beard. And more importantly, the women are deafeningly quiet. It's so quiet once you bring up that PCOS. Let's see what happens.
PCOS, it's easier to gain the weight and keep the weight than it is to lose it, and also having insulin resistance as well. But a lot of stuff factors into it, and it's definitely difficult to lose the weight, but it's not impossible.
Thank you for sharing that.
Imagine being able to build anything.
You hear the other bad pussy bitch? Thank you for sharing that. Right. That bitch realer than you.
Lose the weight, but it's not impossible.
Thank you for sharing that.
Hi, loves. It's me again, Dr. Michelle. We are very close on this round. Is you and Spilky Waste, latency, at fine forever.
Right. She all about selling fragrances and shit. See, as you can see, they skip past that. Nobody want to talk about vaginal wellness because this is a weight thing.
Regardless of my size. Okay, go ahead and share.
I would like to share something. I think a lot of people automatically think that if someone is, normal size, whatever that is in the culture that you grow up in, because it's different everywhere. But in America, they think, well, if you have a small waist or if you have, you're not considered, plus size, that you didn't have anyone making fun of you or anyone talking about you. I was constantly, because I put on muscle very easily. So I was a competitive cheerleader in school. Constantly guys would come up to me flexing like, oh, are you really a man? I've even had guys come up to me randomly like, and women, I don't want to get too muscular, and people coming up to me that will say things like, oh, I don't want to work out my shoulders because I don't want them to look like a man. And so I just feel like a lot of times because someone.
Ma'am, y'all are fucked up. Ma'am, y'all are fucked up out here. I mean, I understand this woman's a bodybuilder, but taking that chill alone is ridiculous. You got a whole pussy in between your legs. I mean, it is ridiculous, man. Fat, weird, muscle-bound, boyish, brutish, gladiator. I mean, so you get like 2 bitches out of the 10. Come on, man.
Is fit or they have a certain body aesthetic, they are not included in that body positivity movement. And it's really sad because I
gotta fuck this muscle bound bitch down to the ground because I know I can outdo her. All that muscle bound shit don't matter because you still got a pussy. I gotta fuck your muscle bound ass down to the ground. I can't fuck a regular girl. Come on, man.
women supporting women. We all rose up the green. It's an attack against women. It's not just an attack against plus size. It's an attack against anybody that anybody wants to attack at any point. And I've definitely been called manly, too muscular. You're not going to get a man. I don't want to look like you. I don't want to ever. That's too much. Like, you're doing way too much. And I just think it's not appropriate. It's not an appropriate way to put people in a box and say you need to be like this.
There you have it. That's the mindset of the women in the Western Hemisphere. I don't want to be put in the box of a woman. Let's just call it what it is. Tommy told them. Tommy went off on them bitches. They are jealous of me. Hold on. I'm sorry about that. We're going to get back to it. I mean, if I had any of my players in the building, I'd tell y'all where my gladiator went, B. Niggas would be laughing at me.
The word penis in me came about, and it's true. Black women are jealous of black men. And this is why they treat us the way they treat us. You have to remember, black women were the ones that were able to marry white men before black men were able to marry white women. Yet who do you see marrying out of their race more than the other? 4 times as much. Black men. So black women have had access to the white man, and they hate when I say this, but it is true. They've had access to the white man since slavery, and yet still can't get that white man who programs you to love you the way that you want him to. Black man walks everywhere in the world, and he is considered a sex symbol, even though he has no power. We don't own no countries. We don't own anything. We're just black men. We walk out of the house looking like we look in our pictures when we were 10 years old, because we got the same damn hair, we got the same damn face, and we ain't got to do nothing but be us. They got a thing called swag that describes black men. What do they have that describes black women? Black women got to add 99 different damn thousand things on themselves just to be considered attractive. And then when they say there are beautiful black women, guess who they show you? Biracials. Every time they say that we got beautiful black women, they show you a biracial. Why do you think that all those black women showed up to go see a show by the name of Scandal? Because a black woman got her a white man, even though the white man was cheating on his white. That to them made them seem attractive. See, they would explain it and say, the reason we watch it is because he really loves her more than he loves his wife. Now imagine if black men were watching the damn show because a black president was cheating on his black wife with the white help. Oh, that show would have got canceled after the first episode. Then you saw Meghan Markle. Every black woman got up and said, thank you, Prince Harry, for making a black woman a princess. Black woman? What black woman in your family look like Meghan Markle? And how did this white man make her a princess? Oh, but y'all all got up to watch this stupid ass fairy tale wedding, didn't you? Why? Why did none of you black men ask yourself, if they love us so much, why are they so happy to see a black woman with a white man? Every time they see a black woman with a white man, they cheer for him. You've never heard them call her a sellout. You've never heard them call her a coon. You've never heard them say they're going to boycott her for being with one. As a matter of fact, they love white women so much that a lot of your black dykes got white wives. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Go look. Look how many of them black women that are celebrities that you see that are gay, and look at them got a white wife on their arm because they understand what a prize is. Trophy wife usually ain't them. The only people that value them is us. And they treat us like crap because they don't want us. Let me give you this. You said women should not be competing with men. Black women are the only people on planet Earth that do compete with men. Black women make statements like this: suck my D. Wait a minute, ma'am. You actually do that if you're a female and you're with a man. So why is it that you want to tell somebody to suck your D and you don't have one? Who do you see going around calling people bro all day? Is it white women? Asian women? Nope. Black women. White women used to get a stamp on their back. And what did they call that stamp? A tramp stamp. What did black women start doing? Getting tattoos on their chest, neck, and face. You know, like a man. Black women will speak to you like a man. Black women are quick to call you a B. Black women have become so manly that their voices are deeper than the normal woman. Don't believe me? Listen to any of them. Listen to any of them out there. Sound just as deep. Their voice is just as deep as a dude. So you got this woman who is so happy to be under another woman, twerk, dance, slap a butt, talk to you like a man, to the point of where we got people like Glorilla who sounds like one. Glorilla talks like one. All the black female rappers talk about how they be doing niggas, how they got niggas on the team. They literally talk like the males. They see no value in being a woman, because if they did, they wouldn't. Let me tell you again, would see no value in being a woman, because if they did, they talk like the males. They see no value in being a woman, because if they did, they talk like the males. They see no value in being a woman.
I agree. They see no value in being a woman. I agree, man. It's the most fucked up thing that happened to our community. They see no value in being a woman. It's true as hell, man. Look at this bitch. This bitch don't see no value. Look at these bitches, man. Look at these bitches. Ain't no. Remember back on Friday, Debo, that's a female. What the fuck is this?
And I'll share my story. That's interesting. I like that. Okay, because being in the fitness industry, people would think that, oh, you guys don't get any criticism. You guys are all beautiful. No, not awkward. No. Okay, just it was on look like a man.
Let's go to the big bitches. Let's get to the big bitches.
Badass girls we want to be, but we get the same talk. We do.
I think that's an interesting point that you bring up, because we see people, and we're all guilty of this, and we have this expectation of how they're supposed to perform, right? So she saw you and like, oh, you're muscular. You have a masculine physique, but then somebody clues she's successful, she's popular. Oh, well, that changes everything. So it's like you change the performance for her. So I think that's important to be cognizant of that with ourselves, and when we see other people and we have those thoughts, to kind of think like, why do I expect this of this person?
I want to say I respect bodybuilders, because honestly, it's a commitment. It's like a relationship. It's a commitment in where everything in your life is involved in making sure that your body's going to turn out the way you're wishing. And I believe it's something that should be applauded, because not everybody has that type of commitment, even in a relationship. So I do feel like you guys, I feel like you guys are committed to it, and it works. You guys look really great. It's nothing bad. It's just, unfortunately, like you guys said, society has these standards that it's impossible to fulfill.
There we go. There you have it. Society has these standards that me looking the way that I look, it's impossible to fill. Now, what the black bitches say? Somebody fucking it, man.
Possible.
Question for everyone here. How many of you have ever suffered from eating disorders or taking weight loss drugs? Can someone share on that?
Yeah, I mean, so when I was speaking about how I was considered skinny as a child, I started to gain weight and binge eat. So I started to cope with the trauma that I had went through food, and I would eat and eat and eat, and it would become an issue. So instead of speaking out and talking to the people around me,
man, that beard is crazy. Yo, that beard is crazy, son. Remember, guys, when you're outside, look at bitches' chins, look at bitches' jaw, sideburns and jaws and shit. To be like, yo, that bitch got PCOS. Look at this bitch beard. Now, she said she was going through trauma, but she would binge eat as a child. So, ma'am, let me get this straight. Where the fuck was your trauma at? Oh, your trauma was at home, but they provided enough food for your ass to binge eat because you wasn't paying for it. This type of garbage that bitches talk about, man.
me and telling them what it was. I started to gain weight and binge eat. So I started to cope with the trauma that I had went through food, and I would eat and eat and eat, and it would become an issue. So instead of speaking out and talking to the people around me and telling them what was going on with me and reaching out to them and telling them how I feel, I would turn to the food. And that became my coping mechanism. Instead of speaking to someone, speaking to a counselor, speaking to my parents, speaking to family members, I would eat the food. I would go to the food, I would eat and eat and eat whenever I felt sad, whenever I felt stressed, angry, sometimes even when I was happy. So it wasn't just the negative emotions, it was all of the emotions that I was feeling as a child. And into my teenage years and my adulthood, I would just eat and eat and eat instead of turn to speaking to people. And it wasn't until I finally reached out and I told my family what had happened to me that I started to heal myself. I started to heal myself with what was going on with me. I started to go to therapy. I started to reach out and speak about these things that were happening to me instead of going to the food. And doing those things, it helped me tremendously in my relationship with food and with myself.
There you have it, man. It's real out here.
They was on the pills. So I'm going to go off of the stuff, eating more food,
which led to a lot of dieting or over dieting, purging, binge eating, disorderly eating. Yes, that. So yeah, I did deal with a lot of.
And were you able to stop that process?
Yes.
Crazy.
So
This got this
the older I got, the more I started to educate myself on how to actually build my self-confidence.
And I rock it and I look fly. So so it was really like, I'd go to the mall, but what am I going to the mall for? To just be with my friends while they're trying on stuff, and I just have to stand, and I would get something in hopes that it would fit me. It wouldn't fit me. So that was a really hard thing for me. And in a sense, it's kind of what led me into modeling. I wanted to be like in college, I started thrifting a lot, and in thrift stores, I would actually find stuff that would fit me. And what inspired me was that I went to the mall because I was going to Hawaii. So I needed to find some shorts, and I went through the whole mall and I found one pair.
Damn, I thought my gladiator was out. Hello? I thought you was out of here.
Shorts that fit me, and it cost $50. It wasn't in my budget. So I was like, what the heck? Like, how am I supposed to like live like this if I can't afford to buy clothes that actually fits me? So I started thrifting, and at the thrift stores, I started finding like cool, colorful prints, like wacky, tacky stuff. And I started wearing it, and I'm like, this makes me feel fly. Like, I'm gonna start wearing it. So when I was in college, I was like, I want to be known as like a fashion icon, no matter my size. Like, I put that on and I rock it and I look fly. So going into the fashion industry, I started saying like plus size modeling was becoming a thing. So I didn't necessarily want to be a model, but I wanted to show that representation that like fashion isn't just like one body type. Like, there's so many of us, and we all deserve to wear fly stuff, not just flower print. And if you're a plus girly, like, you know, like back in the day, the fashion was horrendous for us. They wanted us in some like draped curtain type of stuff. So I'm thankful that, you know, there's been a lot of progress, but I know there's a lot of girls out here who still go through the same thing, and it's messed up that they can't find like clothes in their size.
Do you ladies on the side believe that body positivity should include weight loss?
I believe, yeah, as long as it's in a healthy way. Like I said, for everybody, for each its own, you know, as long as you're capable to doing that and you're mentally prepared to.
All right, let's bring it back up here.
Of like 1, 2, 3, and have
Y'all niggas know it's embarrassing, right? It's embarrassing that people like this have more of a voice than us, man. This is what this has come to. Yeah, they got more of a voice. What they got? 200,000 views, 45,000 subscribers, talking about a bunch of nothing. And look at us. We putting straight crack cocaine in the game, and we are just. I saw the other day. Now I saw what happened. I got the email. Dolomite had to resubscribe, and Platypus Dreams had to resubscribe. Like they just like this channel don't stand a chance, man. I saw it was in July, about July 10th or some shit like that. They said Dolomite resubscribe and Plat resubscribe. I said, yeah, man, they got us. Calvin, what's good?
Having like to make the time to care for yourself. Like sometimes you won't even have that time.
If you're a man over 30 who makes at least 150 grand a year and you're still embarrassed to take your shirt off at the pool.
And also consider what you're trying to lose weight for. Is it healthy, or is it because you feel like you need to look better? Consider what is the reason why you're trying to lose weight. I want to lose weight to stay healthy, not necessarily to stay in a body that I'm probably not going to be happy, because I've been thin before, and there was certain treatments that I got different, but in person, in my inside, I felt very different, and I was more happier. Not saying that I'm fat. I'm not trying to make unhealthy living a good thing, but I was happier because I didn't have to fit a certain size. And now I'm just working on staying healthy and making sure that it's going to work for me, and I'm going to spread that positivity to everybody else who's trying to lose weight as well.
Thank you. You said that you were thin at some point.
Mm-hmm.
What contributed to the weight gain?
I was drinking a lot. I was drinking, and also I do smoke. And back in the day, I didn't understand it. I didn't want to accept it, that being intoxicated was driving me to overeat. And it wasn't necessarily a problem, because when I was sober, I wouldn't get cravings to eating. It was more after I had drank and I had smoked, and probably if I hadn't had a meal in all day, I would wait until night after the party and I would overeat. So it's a lot of things that contributed to that. But I sat with myself and I looked at what I had done to myself, and I said, this is what you need to change. This is what you need to work on. But if you're not ready, just wait for it. But I definitely accept that it was me who drove me to that point.
Thank you for sharing.
Don't like where it affects how we can control our things. Like, for example, if you're going through depression, I experienced depression in college where like you said, I literally couldn't get up out of bed. Like I had no motivation to cook. Like I would go eat fast food because it would give me like kind of like a rush where I was, feeling good. But in reality, I know it's causing more harm to me. And now, since I think like October, I've been working out. I lost 50 pounds and I've just been on a good kick, a good journey.
I agree. That's bitches worried about bitches, man. I totally agree with that. And that's what I was saying. I'm like, we are fucked up out here. But I believe I agree with Tommy. These people are like, don't want to be women. I know it sounds stupid, but once you put in all the factors, and we talking about from a pussy perspective, jumping on birth control, why? Not to not have no baby. That's later down the line. To not be a girl or a woman and have their period. What happens after that? They get into college, they get off of the birth control, they get knocked up. Yo, the guy, I'm gonna be nice. The guy's the wrong dude. He went to jail. I'm gonna be all the way nice. They get rid of the baby as an excuse to not want to be a woman. Go to the military. Got to be the leader in the corporate world. Everything to not be a woman. Then that pussy just, they have sex here and there like a man. Fuck around, get some pit bulls or some shit. It's crazy. I just got in the elevator when I was coming in my crib with 2 elderly gladiators with gray hair by themselves. I'm like, look at this shit. Shit was funny because I'm sitting there just carrying on, just thinking my thoughts. I'm like, look at this, 2 sisters, old as hell. Nobody, both got their own spots. Nobody going in there with them, just to like a nigga, just the way they like it. It's crazy, man. What you have after that? Overweight, just like a man. No overweight woman wants to be overweight. Let's just get that established. Come on now. Yes, they're flexible and all that because they skinny people in real life. Yeah, they flexible. But they don't want to be like that. You heard what that girl said. I went to the store with my friends and they're trying on, ain't shit near my size. I can't even have fun like the regular girls. It is what it is, man. Y'all niggas know my gladiator in the building. I gotta I'll see what's good with her, then I'll come back and let you know what's up. I mean, we got time. It's Saturday, dog.